Today, something extraordinary happened. The Schumann Resonance surged to power 55. Now that might sound like a scientific term pulled out of a physics textbook, but I want you to pause for a moment and feel into it, not just hear it. Because this number, it's not just data, it's a heartbeat, a rhythm, a pulse from deep within the Earth herself. And when that pulse intensifies, when it rises like it did today, it's not random. It's not background noise. It's a message, a calling. The Earth is speaking. And the real question is, are you listening? We're living in a time when so many of us are looking for meaning, for direction, for some kind of anchor in a world that often feels too loud, too fast, and just too much. You may have felt it, without even knowing why. A sudden wave of exhaustion that sweeps over you in the middle of the day. Strange, vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life. An unshakable sense that something big is shifting, not just out there in the world, but inside of you. And maybe you've brushed it off. Or maybe, deep down, you've started to wonder if you're not imagining things. If maybe, just maybe, your body, your mind, your spirit are tuning in to something ancient and powerful. Something real. That something is what we're going to talk about. Because today, with the Schumann Resonance spiking to a power level of 55, we are experiencing more than just an electromagnetic event. We are experiencing an energetic awakening, a moment where the Earth is not just turning on her axis, but calling us into alignment with something deeper, something higher. And whether you're brand new to this kind of conversation, or you've been walking the spiritual path for years, this moment matters. What you're feeling is real. And what's happening, both around you and within you, deserves your attention. See, the Schumann Resonance has often been described as the Earth's natural frequency. It's a set of electromagnetic waves that literally vibrate between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. In simple terms, it's the Earth's baseline vibration, her frequency. And for decades, it hovered steadily at around 7.83 Hertz. Scientists called it a constant, a sort of energetic heartbeat of the planet. But in recent years, and especially now, we've been seeing spikes, massive spikes, where the frequency surges far beyond its usual range. Today, it jumped to power 55. That's not just a fluctuation. That's a roar. And you, whether you realize it or not, are deeply connected to that resonance. We all are. Our brains, our bodies, our hearts, they operate on electrical signals. Our own brain waves mirror the same frequency bands as the Schumann resonance. When it shifts, we feel it. Some people feel anxious, others feel energized, while others feel like they've been cracked wide open. And that's because we're not separate from the Earth. We're part of her. We move with her. We evolve with her. And when she calls, something ancient in us remembers how to listen. So I want to invite you to stay with me, not just to understand what's happening on a scientific level, but to go deeper, to tune in with your whole being. Because what we're talking about today isn't just a news update. It's a doorway. It's a sacred moment. A time to realign, to awaken, to remember who you are beneath all the noise, the schedules, the to-do lists. We'll talk about what these energy surges mean, how they might be affecting you, and most importantly, how you can work with them, how you can rise with them. Because this isn't just happening to you, it's happening for you. If you've been feeling disconnected lately, like you're out of sync with your own body, your own truth, or the world around you, this could be why. And if, in the past few days, you've had moments where you suddenly felt incredibly awake, alive, or emotional without knowing why, that's not random either. These are signs, awakening signs, messages in motion, signals that your soul is remembering how to listen to the frequency of the earth and to the frequency of your own inner truth. So take a breath, let it settle, because this is where the journey begins. This isn't just information, it's transformation. It's guidance for navigating this moment with grace, with power, and with presence. You're not alone in this shift. You're not crazy. You're not imagining it. You're evolving. And the earth is right there with you, vibrating, pulsing, rising. Let's go deeper. Let's find out what this all means. So, what exactly does it mean, Power 55? Because I know for some people, hearing a phrase like Schumann Resonance surge to Power 55 might sound abstract, a number, a metric, something out of reach unless you've got a degree in atmospheric science or a stack of metaphysical books next to your bed. But I want to make this real for you, tangible, because it is real, and it's already impacting you, whether you're consciously tuned into it or not. Let's start with the science. And stay with me here, because this part is actually kind of magical when you really think about it. The Schumann resonance is often referred to as the Earth's natural frequency. You can imagine it like the heartbeat of the planet. But more than that, it's like the Earth's Wi-Fi signal, an invisible field of energy that surrounds us, connects us, and, in subtle yet profound ways, keeps us in sync. It's created by lightning discharges bouncing between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere, creating low-frequency electromagnetic waves. These waves vibrate around 7.83 Hz under normal conditions, a frequency that lines up almost exactly with our brain's alpha waves. That's the state our minds enter when we're calm, relaxed, meditative. It's the sweet spot between waking and sleeping, the doorway to intuition, clarity, and connection. Now, when that frequency holds steady, there's a kind of harmony, a baseline. But when it spikes, when the Earth's energetic rhythm surges, like it did today to Power 55, it's like the volume gets turned up on everything, emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's a jolt, a wake-up call, not a crash or a disaster, but a shift, a signal that something is moving, something is changing, something is rising. Power 55 isn't the most extreme level ever recorded. There have been higher, but it's still strong. Strong enough to stir things up beneath the surface, strong enough to make the subtle not so subtle anymore. And it's not random. These spikes often align with other cosmic events: solar flares, geomagnetic storms, heightened solar winds. When the sun sends out a burst of energy, it interacts with the Earth's magnetic field. That, in turn, affects the Schumann resonance, and that affects you, because your body is electromagnetic. Your heart, your brain, they don't just run on biology, they run on energy. And when the Earth's energetic field shifts, yours does too. It's like tuning a radio. If the station suddenly changes frequencies, you have to retune your dial. That's what these spikes ask of us. They're a nudge from the cosmos saying, hey, you're evolving. Pay attention. And maybe you have been feeling it. Maybe your sleep's been all over the place. You wake up at strange hours, 2 a.m., 3:33, 4:44, and can't explain why. Maybe your thoughts have been racing, or slowing down so much you feel like you're floating. Maybe you've had waves of emotion out of nowhere, tears, laughter, goosebumps. Or maybe you've just felt different, like something inside of you is waking up that you can't quite name yet. That's not coincidence, that's coherence. When the Schumann resonance surges, it's as if the Earth is broadcasting a stronger signal, an energetic invitation to come back into alignment with your true self. Not the busy version of you, the distracted version, or the version always trying to meet other people's expectations, but the real you, the quiet, wise, ancient part of you that remembers why you came here. That part of you is always listening, even when your conscious mind is still catching up. Think of it like a spiritual weather pattern. Just like a storm in the sky can change the way you dress or travel, an energetic storm shifts the way you feel, process, and move through the world. But unlike regular storms, this isn't about danger. It's about activation, about remembering that you're not separate from nature. You are nature. You're not separate from energy. You are energy. And when that energy shifts, you're being asked to shift with it. These moments, these spikes, can feel chaotic, disorienting, but beneath the surface, they are invitations to pause, to breathe, and to listen. Because when the earth speaks this loudly, it's not just for noise, it's for clarity. It's a sacred whisper, wrapped in thunder. A cosmic alignment that says, look closer, wake up, notice what's changing, not just around you, but within you. Maybe old thoughts are bubbling up, patterns that no longer serve you, emotional wounds you thought were long buried. This is the earth's way of flushing them out, not to hurt you, but to free you, to help you clear what's not yours, so you can finally step into what is. And for some, this can trigger a spiritual awakening. Not the kind that's all light and rainbows, but the kind that strips away illusions. That asks you to look at yourself, not with judgment, but with love, with truth, with courage. You might find yourself questioning old beliefs, feeling drawn to new practices, seeing repeating numbers, hearing messages in dreams, feeling more connected to animals, to the sky, to strangers. This is your intuition coming back online. This is your inner Wi-Fi reconnecting to the Earth's signal. And let me remind you, this isn't random. This is a call to notice what is shifting within you. To ask yourself, where am I being asked to grow, to release, to evolve? Because these energetic moments are not mistakes. They're not inconveniences. They are sacred. And if you listen, really listen, they'll show you exactly where your next step is waiting. This Power 55 moment, it's not about fear, it's about awareness. It's about opening your eyes to the energetic intelligence of the world around you and realizing that you are deeply, profoundly connected to it. You don't have to do anything to deserve that connection. It's already there. But when you acknowledge it, when you align with it, that's when everything starts to shift, not just on the outside, but inside of you, because you are a mirror of the earth, and when she rises, you rise too. Let's talk about what this actually feels like, because if you're watching this and you've been thinking, something is off, something is shifting, but I can't explain it, then you are not alone. In fact, you're probably right where you're meant to be. When the Earth's frequency spikes the way it has, when we hit a Power 55 moment like this, it doesn't just stay out there in the sky. It doesn't just linger in the atmosphere or ripple through scientific instruments. It enters you. It moves through you. Because your body is sensitive, your energy field is intelligent, and your soul remembers what this is. That's why you may be feeling things right now that you can't logically trace back to any specific cause. Maybe you've had this restlessness in your chest, this sensation that something big is about to happen, but you don't know what. Or maybe you've had moments of sudden fatigue, like a wave just hit you out of nowhere, and your body said, "Nope, we need to shut down for a while." That's not laziness. That's your nervous system recalibrating. Some people are experiencing heart palpitations, little flutters in the chest, like your heartbeat is dancing to a new rhythm. Others are feeling pressure in the head, buzzing in the ears, or this magnetic pull to be alone, to go inward, to sit in silence, even if they can't explain why. Vivid dreams are showing up too, intense, sometimes strange, but full of symbolism. You might wake up feeling like you've traveled somewhere, like your spirit went on a mission while your body rested. And in many ways, it did. If you've had nights where you've tossed and turned, or woken up at exactly the same time for several nights in a row, especially in those thin hours between 2 and 4 a.m., that's not random. That's your soul tuning in to a frequency the Earth is broadcasting more clearly than ever before. It's like something inside of you rises when the world sleeps, because in that stillness, the signal comes through. And then there's the emotional roller coaster. One moment you're fine, and the next, tears are rolling down your face, and you don't even know why. Or you feel this deep sense of peace, like you've touched something sacred, only to feel overwhelmed the next hour. This is all part of the shift. Your emotional body is cleansing, clearing, making space for higher frequencies to anchor in. You're not going crazy. You're not broken. You're upgrading. Let that sink in for a second. You are not broken. You are upgrading. Your system is rewiring itself to match the energy the Earth is now holding. That takes energy. That takes courage. That takes rest, release, and deep trust. If you're feeling more sensitive lately, emotionally, energetically, even physically, it's because your whole being is adapting to a new rhythm. You're not behind. You're not weak. You are tuning in. And in the middle of all this, there are also gifts. So many gifts. You might start to notice things you used to ignore. Repeating numbers, little moments of synchronicity that feel like the universe is talking directly to you. You think about someone, and suddenly they call. You have a random idea pop into your head, and the next thing you know, a podcast, a video, or a book falls into your lap with that exact message. That's not chance, that's alignment. You may also be experiencing déjà vu more frequently, these strange but powerful moments where it feels like time folds in on itself and you've lived this moment before. That's your consciousness catching up with your soul's knowing. It's a sign that timelines are shifting, that you're stepping into higher awareness, where the linearity of time starts to dissolve. It's like you're remembering something your body already knew, even if your mind is just now catching up. And then there's your intuition, becoming sharper, louder, clearer. Maybe you're sensing things about people before they say a word. Maybe you're knowing which way to go without looking at a map. Maybe you're feeling called to trust your gut more than ever before, and that trust is leading you into beautiful, unexpected directions. That's not coincidence. That's your inner compass activating. Because here's the truth. The more these resonance spikes happen, the more you're being guided back to your natural state. Not the version of you shaped by stress, survival, or self-doubt, but the real you. The deeply connected, wildly intuitive, soul-centered version of you that already knows how to navigate change. The part of you that remembers, on some deep, cellular level, that this earth and this energy are your original home. So when you feel off, don't rush to fix it. Don't shame yourself for needing more sleep, more quiet, more space. Honor it. Listen to what your body is asking for. Your body is wise. Your soul is guiding you. You are syncing up with something far bigger than yourself, and yet something that has always been a part of you. This kind of awakening doesn't always look pretty. It doesn't always come with fireworks and revelations. Sometimes it looks like letting go of old friendships that no longer align. Sometimes it looks like crying on the floor at 2 a.m. because a truth inside you finally got too loud to ignore. And sometimes it looks like suddenly feeling joy for no reason at all, because you finally tapped into a frequency that feels like home. Whatever you're feeling right now, trust that it's part of this bigger movement. Trust that your inner world is responding exactly as it should to the changes unfolding around you. And trust that even in the discomfort, you are being held. You are not alone in this shift. In fact, millions of souls are awakening right alongside you. And the Earth? She's holding the frequency. She's raising the resonance. She's guiding you back, not to something new, but to something ancient, something eternal, something true. So if you've been sensing waves of energy or catching glimpses of something just beyond the veil, if you've felt overwhelmed or lit up or confused or wide awake for no apparent reason, you are not imagining it. You are tuning in. You're vibrating with the same rhythm the Earth is vibrating with, and that is sacred. So let's go even deeper, because while we've talked about how these energy surges affect you, your body, your mind, your emotions, there's another layer here, one that's not just personal, but collective. These spikes, like the one we're feeling right now with Power 55, don't just signal change within individuals. They mirror something massive that's happening on a global scale. This is the pulse of humanity shifting. This is the collective consciousness waking up. The Earth is not separate from us. She doesn't move without us, and we don't move without her. We're in relationship, and just like in any deep relationship, when one partner begins to change, begins to rise, to grow, to evolve, the other is invited to rise too. These spikes in the Schumann resonance aren't just technical anomalies or atmospheric blips. They're moments when the Earth, like a great living being, beats her drum louder, faster, calling us to dance differently, to stop marching to the rhythm of fear, stress, and disconnection, and instead move with presence, truth, and alignment. And that's not always easy, because let's be honest, most of us were raised in systems that taught us to survive, not to thrive. We were conditioned to keep our heads down, to suppress our emotions, to chase safety through control. We were taught to value logic over intuition, productivity over rest, answers over questions. But that old paradigm, it's crumbling, and you can feel it. Can you feel it? It's in the headlines, the breakdowns, the shakeups, the personal crises that are rippling out on a global level. It's in the tension between who we thought we were supposed to be and who we're finally realizing we truly are. And the Earth, through these frequency shifts, is holding space for that exact transition. She's holding space for our awakening. Power 55 is more than just a number. It's a bridge, a threshold, a sacred doorway from the old to the new, from survival to presence, from fear to trust. It's like standing at the edge of a river, watching the current rise and knowing deep in your bones that it's time to cross. But to cross, we have to let go. Let go of what no longer fits, what no longer feels like truth, what no longer supports the life our soul came here to live. So I ask you, gently, lovingly, but with deep sincerity, what in your life is asking to be released, healed, or transformed right now? What have you been holding on to that feels heavy? What patterns are repeating that you're finally ready to break? What beliefs about yourself, your worth, your future, are starting to feel too small for the person you're becoming? Because this surge, this Power 55 moment, it's not just energy. It's a mirror. It's showing you everything you've outgrown, every version of you that was built from fear instead of love, every habit rooted in protection instead of expression, every choice made from "I have to" instead of "I want to." And here's the most beautiful part. These spikes don't demand that you change overnight. They don't shame you into growth. They invite you. They whisper, "There's more. You're more. Let's go." They remind you that alignment isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. being honest, being courageous enough to listen when your body says, rest, when your heart says, speak, when your spirit says, rise. And when we do that, not just alone, but together, we begin to create something new, a new earth, a new way of living, connecting and creating. One that's not built on fear and scarcity, but on harmony, intuition, and love. We start to become more responsive, less reactive, more intuitive, less analytical, more rooted in trust than tangled in control. Yes, the world feels chaotic right now. Yes, things are shifting faster than ever. But don't confuse chaos with collapse. This is not the end, it's the beginning. The mess before the masterpiece. The cracking of the shell before the emergence of something luminous. We are waking up, not just spiritually, but emotionally, energetically, collectively. And as we rise, each in our own way, we begin to weave something ancient back into the fabric of this modern world. A remembering, a reunion, a return. So if you felt shaken recently, if your inner world feels like it's been turned inside out, if life has pulled you to the edge of your own comfort, just know this. That's exactly where transformation begins. That's where the river waits for you to cross. That's where the drum of the earth beats louder, not to scare you, but to summon you into a deeper truth, a fuller life, a more authentic version of you. The one who's not just surviving, but thriving. The one who's not just coping, but creating. The one who's not asleep at the wheel, but awake, eyes wide open, soul alive, heart tuned to the frequency of the earth herself. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by everything happening out there, pause, breathe, come back to your center. And remember, the same force that's stirring oceans and shifting tectonic plates is gently stirring something sacred inside of you. You're part of the shift. You are the shift. And the earth, she's right here with you, beating her drum, holding your hand, lighting the path. When energy like this moves through the earth, through the air, through the space around us, it doesn't just ask us to notice. It asks us to respond, not with panic, not with force, but with presence, with care, with the quiet, grounded wisdom that already lives within each of us. The truth is, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to understand every frequency spike or solar flare or planetary alignment to feel that something very real is happening. Because your body already knows. Your soul already recognizes this. In these moments, when the earth is vibrating higher, when the resonance climbs to levels like Power 55, what we need most isn't more information, it's more connection. To ourselves, to the earth, to something deeper than our schedules, our headlines, or even our thoughts. We align not by force, but by remembering who we are when everything else gets quiet. And that remembering often begins in the body, in simple moments, in choosing to walk barefoot in the grass, letting the soles of your feet reconnect with the ground that's been holding you all along. It begins when you lean against the trunk of a tree, letting your back press into the bark and breathing with the rhythm of the leaves above you. These aren't small actions, they're ancient ones. They are practices of grounding, not just spiritually, but energetically and physically. When you touch the earth, you harmonize with her frequency. You literally discharge the static, the tension, the noise that builds up in a world constantly pulling your attention in 1,000 directions. Even if you can't get outside, you can still come home to yourself. It can be as simple as breath. Conscious, intentional breath that slows you down and brings you into the present. Inhale deeply. Let the air move through you like a wave. Count slowly. 4 seconds in. Hold it gently for 4. And exhale for 6. Let it stretch. Let it soften. Let it quiet the mind and open the body, and then do it again and again, until your heart starts to beat a little steadier, until your nervous system starts to remember that you are not in danger, you are in a moment of deep recalibration, until you realize that you are not falling apart, you're actually coming together. In these high-frequency moments, your system may ask for stillness, not because it's shutting down, but because it's reconfiguring. You may need more rest than usual, more solitude, more space to simply be. And that's okay. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of wisdom. When you honor your body's signals, when you listen to what it's asking for, you are stepping into a state of energetic alignment. You are becoming attuned to a higher rhythm that is much more natural than the frantic pace you've been told to keep. Some people will feel the call to express, to write, to journal, not to document, but to release, to pull the energy out of their hearts and minds and place it somewhere safe, like a page where it can be witnessed and understood. Let your thoughts spill out without judgment. Let your questions, your hopes, your fears, your dreams all find a place to land. This is how we clear the static. This is how we hear ourselves again. In the swirl of everything that's rising, sometimes the only way forward is through the stillness of your own inner voice. Others might feel drawn to meditation, not the forced kind where you try to empty your mind completely, but the kind where you simply sit and allow. Let your thoughts drift in and out like clouds. Let your breath guide you back when your focus wanders. Let the silence teach you. You're not meditating to escape the energy. You're meditating to sync with it, to find your own inner resonance within the larger frequency that's pulsing through the planet. And sometimes alignment looks like doing less, drinking more water, saying no to things that drain you, choosing nourishing food, turning off the noise, turning toward your own stillness. The body needs support as it integrates higher energy. Water conducts frequency. Rest restores the nervous system. Silence sharpens intuition. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities in times of energetic transformation. Above all else, this is the moment to listen, not just to the world around you, but to the world within you. The signs, the nudges, the inner pulls you've been ignoring. Now is the time to trust them. That random thought that keeps showing up, that vision you had in a dream, that quiet knowing that something in your life is ready to shift. It's not your imagination, it's your intuition. It's your inner frequency coming into coherence with the Earth's. And when you stop resisting, when you stop trying to force yourself to be the old version of who you were in a new energetic environment, you begin to rise. You begin to feel carried, not crushed, energized, not exhausted, clear, not chaotic. The pressure lifts, not because the energy has lessened, but because you are no longer in friction with it. You're flowing with it. This is what alignment feels like. It's not always fireworks and sudden enlightenment. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's as subtle as feeling peaceful in the middle of a storm, as small as making one brave decision from a place of intuition instead of fear. But in those small, quiet choices, something extraordinary happens. You begin to rise in frequency, not just metaphorically, but energetically. You start to live in rhythm with the Earth's new song. You remember that you are part of this shift. You are not a victim of it. You are not a passenger. You are a participant. And the more you align, the more ease you experience, the more clarity, the more grace, the more strength. Because you're no longer moving against the current. You're being lifted by it. So breathe deeper, walk slower, listen more closely. Let go of what no longer fits. Say yes to what lights you up. Trust the signals within. Trust the call. The earth is not asking you to be perfect. She's asking you to be present. And in your presence, your power returns. This energy is not here to break you. It's here to build you. It's here to call you home. Power 55 is not just a number, not just a measurement on a chart or a curious anomaly in Earth's energy field. It is an invitation, a sacred call from the Earth herself, echoing through every layer of the atmosphere, vibrating beneath your feet, humming softly in the deepest parts of your soul. It's the sound of the old world falling away and the new world rising from within us. It's not something happening to you, it's something awakening in you. This moment isn't about keeping up. It's not about fixing yourself or being more spiritual or doing all the right things. It's about remembering who you are beneath the noise, beneath the pressure, beneath the stories you've carried that were never yours to begin with. It's about peeling back the layers and finally seeing what's always been there. Your power, your peace, your presence. Right now, the earth is shifting. You can feel it in the winds, in the weather, in the strange and beautiful chaos of it all. But the deeper shift is happening inside. Your thoughts, your emotions, your body, your dreams, everything is speaking to you. Everything is rising with you. And this moment, this surge of energy, isn't something to analyze or fear. It's something to receive. So breathe, slow down. Trust that you don't need to rush through this process. You're not falling behind. You're arriving right on time. Everything that's surfacing in you right now, every feeling, every breakthrough, every challenge, it's part of your awakening. The more you honor your body, the more clearly you hear your soul. The more you listen inward, the more easily you find your own rhythm within this great cosmic dance. Let yourself integrate, not by doing more, but by being more, being present, being real, being gentle with yourself as the waves move through. There's no right way to awaken. There's only your way. And that path will never look exactly like anyone else's. That's not a flaw. It's a feature of your soul's design. The more you trust that, the more empowered you become. This energy, it doesn't want to overwhelm you. It wants to elevate you. And it will, as long as you stop fighting what's leaving and start embracing what's coming alive. Don't wait for life to slow down or for things to make perfect sense. Don't wait for permission or proof. Your moment isn't out there in the distance. It's here, now. This is your moment to awaken. Not someday, not when it feels safe, not when it's convenient. Now, because you were made for this. You were built to navigate energy like this. Somewhere deep inside, your soul chose this time, this life, this exact moment in history. You didn't come here to stay asleep. You came here to rise, to feel, to remember, to expand, to become. So if your heart is beating a little louder right now, if your chest feels warm, if your spirit feels stirred, it's because the earth is speaking and you are finally hearing her. The frequency is high, but it's not too high for you. It's calling you home. And as you walk this path of awakening, please remember, you are never alone. There are thousands, millions, rising alongside you. Maybe not in your immediate circle, maybe not always in visible ways, but they are here, feeling it too, shifting, healing, breaking open and building again. A global soul family, waking up breath by breath, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat. So thank you for showing up, for feeling it, for saying yes, even when it's hard, even when it's unclear. Thank you for listening to the earth, and more importantly, for listening to yourself. That's how we rise. Together, one soul at a time, one awakening at a time, one breath at a time. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not alone. You are rising, and the earth is rising with you.